ინტერნეტ ტელევიზია ინკოგნიტო შენგეოლდება. მოდი, აიხდინე ოცნება და გახდი ჟურნალისტი. საინტერესო ლექციები, სტუმრები, გასვლითი და ადგილობრივი შეკრება. აუწყე ფეხი ცხოვრების რიტმს და იმოგზაურე ჩვენთან ერთად. დაგვიკავშირდით ნომერზე 574 50 0094. გვიყურეთ და დაგვიმახსოვრეთ www.incognito.tv.gr. ტელევიზიის დამაარსებელი და ხელმძღვანელი მარინა კაპიჭიძე. მოგესალმებით ინტერნეტ ტელევიზია ინკოგნიტო ჟურნალისტი ნინი გეგეჭკორი. როგორც მოგეხსენებათ ჩვენ მყოფებით ფესტივალზე და ახლა ჩვენ რესპონდენტთან გადავიდეთ კითხვით. მოკლედ პირველ რიგში გვაინტერესებს რაც გვიჩვენებთ ჩვენ ქალ ოპერატორებს. მოგეხსენებათ რომ ინკოგნიტოში სულ ოპერატორები ვართ გოგოები და რაც გვიჩვენებთ.
Okay, well question. We are very younger person, girl and cameraman, and we need recommendation. You can be choosing what to be do next time for our picture. What will be good for us? Really like this color. It is difficult for us to girl and cameraman, but we must be to get more experience and communication of the cameraman. And you have to give our recommendation of it.
Okay. All right. So when I don't always look at reels that much. I look at the whole film of a cinematographer, and I like to see all the good and the bad. And if I see mostly that the filming is good, then I keep their names in my mind. And then I try to see more of what they do and talk to them and see what they're interested in and if we have a connection. Because ultimately, in the end, you need to have a connection with your cinematographer. And I would say that if you're training to be a cinematographer, try very hard to watch really good films. Don't watch TV stuff, don't watch TV shows. Watch really good films and good filmmakers like Kieslowski, like Kurosawa, like Bergman. All the great filmmakers, Fellini, they have really beautiful cinematography and they use the images to tell you something more than just what is in what people are saying or what's in the story. It's the cinematography that really helps you tell the story on a different level, on a higher level, so that you're just not thinking of what people are saying and what the story is going from here to here to here, but you're actually seeing it visually, feeling the story through the image.
What's the difference between the cameraman and film director? Cameraman must be good director or not? Or the film director must be good cameraman or not?
Okay, I started with music and then I also did a lot of photography. And I think that as a director, you must know what a good image looks like. But not just a good image, because I think too often with young filmmakers, they think, oh, this is a cool shot. I'm going to put this cool shot in. And what you really want is a shot that tells you more about what's happening and not just a cool shot. Because if a shot is from above and down to the person, that's something very different than a shot that's from below and up. And if you hold a handhold shot and it shakes a little bit, that tells you something very different than a shot that's on the tripod and it's stable and it doesn't move. So I think that it's really important that a director know what a good image is and what the image says about the story you're trying to tell. And the cinematographer must know how to convey that feeling through the image. And so they in a sense, they have to also know a little bit about directing and to see how why the director chose this image. And if you disagree, then you have to say, oh, I think maybe this image needs to move here or there. But again, it's difficult because you have to have a director and the camera person have to be thinking together, feeling together, understand each other together to get that sense of being able to say, oh, I don't think this shot works. Because with my cinematographer, I say, okay, I'd like the camera set up here and I want this shot. And he'll say, oh, that's a great shot. Or he'll say, I say, well, I was thinking about putting the camera here. I'm not really that happy about it. Do you have an idea, or do you think that this would be good? And he'll either say, oh yes, it's a good shot, don't worry about it. Or he'll say, I was thinking maybe it should be a little bit moved over here, or maybe it should be slightly above. So you have to have a good relationship with your director. And I know it's really hard as a woman director to have male cinematographers or director of photography. It took me a long time to find somebody who will listen to what I had to say. Because oftentimes you get on set and the cinematographer takes over and you lose your film, and the whole crew goes with the cinematographer. And so you have to always, as a woman, you have to choose very, very, very carefully your cinematographer, because it's so easy to lose control over your film. And then for women cinematographers, I think, first thing I think you have to do, this sounds silly, but it's so true, you have to get very strong, physically very strong. Because sometimes you have to hold the camera up really high, or you have to do a lot of running sometimes, even not just steady cam, but just, sometimes you want the effect of somebody running with the camera moving very hard, very, very violently. And so I think that, as girls, you have to get as strong as the boys. That's one thing. But then as girls, you see the world a little bit differently. Some of the best cinematographers that I've ever talked to were women. Like Ellen Curris, she was really, really great cinematographer, and she was so much fun to talk to because she knew so much about lighting, about visuals, about storytelling through the images. So see as much good films as you can, talk to people about it, discuss filmmaking. Why does this shot work better than the other shot? That's all you can do, is just practice, practice, practice.
Thank you so much.
Good. How do you feel? Good. What do we always say? No losing, no forfeiting. Never. What do we always say?
No losing, no forfeiting.
Never. What do we always say?
No losing, no forfeiting.
Never.
Never!
All right, let's do this.
I'm gonna bring my pick and shovel. I'll be right down at your grave. I'll be standing there watching, baby, when they throw that cold dirt in your face. I'll be right down at your burial. I'll be riding in my V8 Ford. You think you so wise? I declare, child, that you don't know. I feel all right. You think you're so wise? I want to tell you, baby, that you don't know.
So my film is about a young boxer who, with his trainer, they go to bars and they pick up fights. That means they bet money to see who will win. And this one time, the young boxer, he chooses his opponent, and his opponent is very big and looks very strong, but his opponent has the mental capacity of a 5-year-old, of a young boy. And he will not understand that in the fighting he will get hurt very, very badly. And so the story is about what do you do when you're a young person and all the adults choose to do something that they know, no doubt, is wrong, but they choose not to, but they keep doing it anyway. They keep choosing to do something they know is wrong. And you as a young person, what do you do? And so that's what my story is about.